At 40, he had nothing. At 40 years old, Daniel checked his bank account. $47. Not $47,000. Not $4,700. $47. He stared at the screen for a few seconds. Then he closed the banking app. Daniel wasn't homeless. He had a job. He had a small apartment. He had a reliable car, and he earned enough to survive. But after 20 years of working, he had almost nothing to show for it. No inheritance, no family business, no investment portfolio, no wealthy parents waiting to rescue him, and no six-figure salary. For most of his life, Daniel believed wealth was something you built when you were young. At 25, you could take risks. At 30, you could invest aggressively. At 40, he thought the window had closed. But that night, something changed. Daniel stopped asking, "Why am I behind?" and started asking, "What can I realistically do from here?" He didn't make $1 million plan. He made a $100 plan. And that tiny plan eventually changed his financial life. The first reality check. The next morning, Daniel took a notebook and wrote down every dollar coming in and going out. His monthly income was about $3,200. After rent, food, transportation, utilities, insurance, and everything else, there wasn't much left. He discovered something uncomfortable. He wasn't terrible with money. He simply didn't have a system. Money came in, bills went out. Whatever remained was spent, and then the cycle started again. Daniel realized something important. You don't build wealth with leftover money. You build wealth by intentionally creating a gap between what you earn and what you spend. So he made 3 rules. Rule number 1, never increase his lifestyle just because his income increased. Rule number 2, save before spending. Rule number 3, every extra dollar had a job. He wasn't trying to become rich overnight. He was trying to become financially stable first. The first $1,000. Daniel's first goal wasn't $1 million. It wasn't even $100,000. It was $1,000. He knew an emergency could destroy his progress. A broken car, a medical bill, a few weeks without work, one unexpected expense could force him back into debt. So he started with something boring, an emergency fund. He automated $100 every month. At first, it felt almost pointless. $100 wasn't going to make him rich, but after 5 months, he had $500. After 10 months, he had $1,000. That first $1,000 changed something bigger than his bank account. It changed his confidence. For the first time, Daniel knew, if I need money, I have money. That feeling was new and powerful. He stopped trying to look rich. There was another problem. Daniel had spent years trying to look financially successful. New phone, better restaurants, weekend trips, upgraded car, small purchases that didn't seem dangerous individually, but together they kept him stuck. So he made a decision. He stopped trying to impress people. He kept his old car. He bought fewer things. He cooked more meals at home. He stopped upgrading things that were still working. And something interesting happened. Nobody cared. The people Daniel thought were watching him weren't. That's when he learned one of the most important lessons about wealth. Looking rich and being financially secure are completely different things. A person driving a luxury car could have $2,000 in savings. A person driving a 10-year-old car could have $200,000 invested. You can't see wealth from the outside. The second part of the plan. After building his emergency fund, Daniel focused on the next problem, income. He realized something. There was a limit to how much he could cut. He could only reduce his expenses so far, but his income had more room to grow. So instead of asking, "How can I save another $20?" he started asking, "How can I earn another $200?" Daniel looked at the skills he already had. He was good with spreadsheets. He understood basic bookkeeping. He knew how to organize information. So after work, he spent several months improving those skills. He took inexpensive online courses. He practiced. He created sample work. And eventually he started doing small freelance projects. His first extra month brought in $86. The next month, $140. Then, $220. Eventually, his side income averaged around $400 to $600 a month. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. And more importantly, he didn't immediately spend it. The rule for extra money. Daniel created a simple system. Whenever he earned extra money, he divided it. Part went toward investing. Part went toward his emergency fund until it was fully established. And a small portion was allowed to be enjoyed. This mattered, because Daniel understood that a plan he hated wouldn't last. He wasn't trying to live like a monk. He was trying to create a lifestyle he could maintain for decades. Then he began investing consistently, not because he knew exactly what the market would do. He didn't. He simply understood one principle: time and consistency can matter more than trying to find the perfect investment. He chose diversified, low-cost investments appropriate for his situation. Then he kept contributing, month after month, year after year, even when the market fell, especially when it fell, because he stopped treating investing like gambling. He treated it like ownership. Year 1. 1 year after starting, Daniel checked his numbers. His life didn't look dramatically different. He still had the same job, same apartment, same car, same ordinary life. But financially, everything had changed. He had $1,000 emergency savings, a growing investment account, no new consumer debt, and a small side income. His total net worth wasn't impressive, but for the first time, it was moving in the right direction. Daniel wrote a sentence in his notebook: "I'm no longer trying to catch up, I'm building forward." That became his new mindset. Year 3. 3 years passed. Daniel was now 43. His salary had increased slightly. His side income had become more consistent, and his savings rate had improved. He wasn't saving 50% of his income. He wasn't making $200,000 a year. He wasn't living in some mansion. He was simply saving and investing consistently. His investment account had grown. His emergency fund was stronger. And he had started paying down his remaining debt aggressively. Then something unexpected happened. Daniel received a raise. The old Daniel would have upgraded his lifestyle. The new Daniel did something different. He kept most of the raise. That decision became one of the biggest turning points in his journey. Because every time his income increased, his lifestyle didn't increase at the same speed. That created something extremely powerful. Lifestyle inflation stayed low while income grew. The 10,000 moment. Eventually, Daniel crossed a milestone. His combined savings and investments reached $10,000. He remembered staring at that $47 balance years earlier. Now he had more than $10,000 working for his future. It wasn't life-changing money, but psychologically, it was enormous. Because $10,000 proved something. He wasn't incapable of building wealth. He simply hadn't had a system. And that realization changed the way he saw money. He stopped thinking, I'm too old. He started thinking, I have another 20 or 25 years to build. The years nobody sees. The next stage was the hardest, because nothing dramatic happened. There was no lottery win, no viral business, no millionaire investor calling him. Just repetition. Every month. Save. Invest. Work. Learn. Avoid unnecessary debt. Repeat. Some months were easy. Some weren't. There were market downturns, unexpected expenses, months when his side income disappeared. There were moments when Daniel wondered whether the whole thing was worth it. But he kept going, because he had learned something most people discover too late. Wealth often looks boring while you're building it. Nobody applauds an automatic investment. Nobody celebrates paying off a credit card. Nobody posts a picture of a growing emergency fund. But these boring actions compound. The power of a higher income. At 45, Daniel's side work had developed into a small service business. It wasn't huge, but it generated meaningful additional income. He also became more valuable at his main job. Instead of chasing every possible opportunity, he focused on skills that could increase his earning power. His income wasn't suddenly enormous, but it was higher than it had been at 40. And that made a huge difference, because Daniel wasn't using his higher income to buy a more expensive lifestyle. He was using it to increase his wealth building rate. That distinction changed everything. The snowball. Then the numbers started becoming interesting. At first, Daniel's contributions were doing most of the work. He put money into his investments, but eventually, his existing investments began producing returns too. Now his money was helping him build more money. This is where compounding becomes powerful. Not because compounding is magic, but because money invested today has more time to potentially grow, and money that grows can itself remain invested. The process feeds itself, Daniel finally understood. The goal wasn't to become rich quickly. The goal was to build enough assets that eventually, his money could do more of the work. Age 50. Daniel turned 50. 10 years had passed since that $40 balance. He looked back at the person he had been at 40. He realized something surprising. He hadn't done anything extraordinary. He hadn't discovered a secret investment. He hadn't inherited money. He hadn't earned a massive salary. He simply made thousands of small decisions differently. He saved before spending. He invested consistently. He increased his income. He avoided lifestyle inflation. He protected himself from emergencies. And he stayed invested for years. His net worth was now dramatically higher than when he started. But the biggest change wasn't the number. It was the feeling. Money was no longer an emergency. Money had become a tool. What Daniel didn't do. Daniel's story is important because of what he didn't do. He didn't try to double his money overnight. He didn't bet his retirement on one stock. He didn't borrow heavily to look successful. He didn't chase every cryptocurrency or investment trend. He didn't wait for the perfect time. And he didn't tell himself, I'll start when I earn more, because he understood that waiting for a higher income can become a permanent excuse. If you can't manage $3,000, earning $5,000 won't automatically fix everything. If you can't manage $5,000, earning $10,000 may simply create more expensive problems. The foundation has to come first. The real plan. So what was Daniel's actual plan? It was surprisingly simple. Step 1. Know where your money goes. Track your income and expenses. Step 2. Build an emergency fund. Create financial breathing room. Step 3. Eliminate high-interest debt. especially debt that grows faster than your ability to repay it. Step 4. Increase your income. Learn valuable skills. Negotiate when appropriate. Take on additional work if sustainable. Build something on the side. Step 5. Invest consistently. Use diversified investments appropriate for your goals and risk tolerance. Step 6. Avoid lifestyle inflation. When income rises, don't automatically let spending rise with it. Step 7. Give the plan time. 5 years can change your finances. 10 years can change your options. 20 years can completely change your financial life. The biggest lesson. The biggest lesson from Daniel's story isn't anyone can become a millionaire. That's too simplistic. Life circumstances are different. Income is different. Family responsibilities are different. Health, housing costs, debt, and opportunity are different. But there is a more realistic lesson. You don't need a perfect financial starting point to improve your financial position. You can start with 0. You can start at 40. You can start with an ordinary salary. You can start with debt. You can start with very little. The important question isn't, why didn't I start 10 years ago? It's, what can I start doing today? Because your future self cannot invest yesterday's money. Your future self can only benefit from what you do now. The $47 decision. Remember Daniel's $47, that number didn't magically disappear. It became the starting line. 10 years earlier, Daniel thought $47 represented failure. Later, he realized it represented something else. A starting point. That's the mistake many people make with money. They look at their current bank account and decide their future based on it. But your current net worth is not your destiny. It's simply your current position. If you are at $0, your next goal might be $500, then $1,000, then $5,000, then $10,000, then $50,000. You don't have to emotionally jump from 0 to millionaire. You just have to build the next layer. Start where you are. Maybe you're 25. Maybe you're 35. Maybe you're 40. Maybe you're 50. Maybe you're watching this with $100 in your account. Or maybe you're starting from 0. Don't waste the next year feeling embarrassed about the previous 10. Start. Create a budget. Build your first emergency fund. Pay down expensive debt. Increase your earning power. Invest consistently. And most importantly, give yourself enough time. Because wealth isn't always created by one giant decision. Sometimes it's created by thousands of ordinary decisions, made consistently for years. Daniel started with $47. He didn't become wealthy because he discovered a secret. He became financially stronger because he finally had a plan. And perhaps the most important part of his story is this. He didn't need to become a different person overnight. He just needed to make his money behave differently. So if you are starting late, don't ask, am I too late? Ask, what can I build from here? Because 10 years from now, you will wish you had started today. And the best time to build your next chapter isn't when you're richer. It's now. If this story made you think differently about money, subscribe to Ethanomics. Here we don't chase overnight wealth. We study the habits, psychology, and decisions that quietly build financial freedom. And remember, you don't need to start rich. You just need to start. This is Ethanomics. Think differently, build quietly, become wealthy.